Hi everybody, my name is Fallon with Nerd Alert, and today we're going to do a quick tutorial on Finder for Yosemite OS X10. So the Finder is a pretty significant tool for any user learning their new Mac. It's the primary application you'll use to interact with the Mac operating system. It's where you'll manage your files, navigate to different locations on your computer, and most importantly, where you'll find pretty much any file, document, or application in your entire computer within your personal user as well as any other user, so you know where to find the things that you need when you need them. An analogy I like to use when teaching users about Finder is that they can look at this as a filing cabinet, right? So if we start by opening up our filing cabinet, we'll have different drawers right here to the left, which are what you consider to be the favorites. Within these drawers, you can open them up and there's files that are organized. So you can make folders within these drawers, and within those folders you'll have files. Every drawer has its own files. So applications has its applications, documents has their documents, movies has movies, so on and so forth. While we're on the subject, let's get straight to system preferences, which is going to be really useful in modifying Finder for the user. I like to go ahead and explain to them that all my files is all of the files in your computer stored and viewed in one place. It can be a little convoluted for any new user, even for somebody that may be a little bit more advanced. If you're looking for something, it's kind of tricky to find all of these files in one place if you don't know where they're stored. I like to uncheck the All My Files button and make it a little less cluttered for them. I also like to go ahead and check music and pictures so that they can see some of the most important drawers in their filing cabinet. If you'd like, you can even uncheck the user's home folder, which is pretty much just another view of the favorites or drawers right here in the sidebar. Some other devices that are things that you might be able to change in the preferences here would be adding some of the devices that will be connected to the computer. So your hard disks, external drives, CDs, DVDs, iPods, etc. I also like to come over to the General tab, and here you can choose to show the items that you want on your desktop. So for example, if I checked hard disk, I would see my computer's hard drive right over here. External disk would show the external drives that I have connected to my computer. There's an option here, if you see, it says New Finder Window Shows. What this does is it opens the new Finder window every single time in one of these favorites. I like to change that to Documents. The reason being is whenever the user opens up a new Finder window, it goes directly to Documents as opposed to going to their default, which is the user folder. When that happens, it kind of just confuses them a little to see the same exact folders here as here. So I just make it a little easier for them by going into Preferences and changing the Finder Window Shows to Documents. Let's talk a little bit about customizing this to make it a little easier for their needs. If you click on View, by default, the operating system does not show the tab bar, the path bar, and the status bar. What I did here is I allowed them to see the path of each individual file. For example, if I clicked on Downloads and I clicked on Creative Cloud Installer, I could see that it resides here in my computer under the user, Nerd Alert, under the Downloads folder, and there's the file. That may give them a little idea of the path for which their file resides in. This could be pretty useful for when you're searching. So there's a couple different ways to search for any file on the computer, and that's with the search bar right here in the Finder or the Spotlight search. The Spotlight search can be a little convoluted for a new user, so let them know anytime they're looking for a document or file or folder on Spotlight, it will show you every single file on the computer which has that word in it, including the web. This isn't specific only to your user, it's specific to the entire computer. So Spotlight search can be really handy if you're looking for, let's say, an application. Or if you're looking for a word in the dictionary, or if you're looking for something on the internet. Let the user know that in their favorites, there is a downloads folder, and this is usually where all of the files that they download off the internet reside. For example, if they went to Safari and they were looking for Nerd Alert, and they wanted to download one of the images that they liked here, the downloads folder, which resides here in the toolbar, as well as the Finder here in the favorites, would have that image that they just downloaded. It's important to let the user know that a lot of times they're not really sure what the downloads folder is or why it's even there. They think that it's going into their documents, which is a misconception, so you want to let them know. Actually, that's what the downloads folder is for. The last thing I'd like to talk about today are folders and Finder windows. Making a folder is pretty easy. You can come up to the File button, click New Folder, label it, and then you're able to take any of the documents you'd like and move them into that folder. But let's undo that. What if I wanted to take a file from movies and put it into the folder named Nerd Alert Videos under Documents? Well, there's two ways to do it. I could take the tutorial, drop it into Documents, go into Documents, and drop it into Trainings. That could be a little bit tedious for a new user. So, let's undo that. And how about we teach them how to do Finder windows? File, New Finder window. Now we have two windows open, which we can resize, have them side by side, and we can be in two places at one time so that we're able to seamlessly move or drag and drop files from one folder to the next. Now I can come over to my Movies folder. I can have my Documents folder ready. I see my Nerd Alert Videos folders here, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it. And now I can just drag that basic tutorial and drop it into my Nerd Alert Videos. You can let the user know that if they're a little bit unsure about where these files are going, they can click on the proper Finder window like so, and they can look at the top and see that they're in their Movies folder and they're in their Nerd Alert Videos folder. Having Finder windows can make it really easy and seamless for the user to organize their files within their folders in their filing cabinets. Well guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that was helpful.